This is my 1984 GMC K2500 truck. I'm going to call this the before, although I've done some work to it already. I'll have to post some pictures of the windshield before it was replaced. It had a massive hole on it and cracks that went back 30 years. Not much to tell about the state of it right now, except it's an old work truck. Had it since it was new in 1984. It was used to haul basically everything under the sun. Tons of hay, rocks, wood, yard waste, trailered horses, other vehicles. Oh man, all kinds of stuff. It's been stuck more times than I can even count, but it has also pulled some people out of the mud. It's got a long history, and it is dear to my heart. I've been pressured into selling it, which I'm not going to do. What I'm going to do is an attempt a restore. I want to bring it back to its former glory. You know, the thing is each little ding on it, each little crack and chingazo has a story behind it. But that's not enough to keep it as is. That patina right there, which is what I call it lovingly, rust. It's all over the place. And then there's that little chingazo right there, which, well, I'll tell you the story about that someday, but it was basically me being stupid. This thing has got the standard GM 9.5 inch rear end, semi-float axle, so it's not the full float. And then of course the 8.5 front end with the automatic hubs. It has standard 350 5.7 engine in it. And opening up the cab here, you can see automatic TH400 transmission. Look at that dash. Boy, if that dash could talk. So many stories. This is the Sierra version, which means it was the no frills, absolutely nothing special edition. You can even see the stock AM radio with an old CB mounted underneath it. Yes, it still works, believe it or not. Standard floorboard. Under this thing, it's all torn up. You know, years and years going through the mud and tracking it in. We've got, you know, typical bench seat that's been torn up. The back is full of junk. Typical truck for you, typical work truck. That light doesn't work. The cargo light doesn't work. There's electrical that needs to be fixed on it. You know, all kinds of little things. The bed was in pretty bad shape. It still is. I went ahead and painted it with some standard Rust-Oleum. You know, what can you do at this point? Let me pop the hood real quick. Now that's right there. Oh wait, let me back up. This thing, turn signal. That thing was completely broken off. I had to tear this whole thing apart and replace some parts inside. The actual switch and the little gear thingy that goes in there was broken. So for a while, this was my ignition and starter. But I fixed it. It actually works with the switch on the ignition now, so that's good. Anyway, back out to here. That was an add-on antenna, which was kind of ill-conceived. It was also part CB antenna. I'm going to get rid of that. I've taken off the windshield wiper arms because they're mismatched and destroyed. There they are on the ground. And let's see what else. Open this thing up. It's funny because for about the last 20 years or so, we couldn't even open the hood properly because it would get stuck. So I went ahead and replaced that finally. Here's under the hood. Pretty much standard fare. 350 engine. It had air conditioning. That's been ripped out a long time ago. It needs some stuff done. It's got new spark plug wires, but I need to put some standoffs on it. There's the battery, you know, held on with a nice little rubber strap as usual. This thing's not even on there right. Gonna have to get a new carburetor at the very least. Got some leaks down there. So, you know, there's some engine issues that need to be taken care of. It's still pretty solid. It's running pretty strong. You can see that it's got no air conditioner compressor. That's going to have to be replaced along with all those other parts. Had a smog pump on it. That's been torn out a long time ago. There's an attempt at some ad hoc wiring just to get it to run. There is the master cylinder, a little bit of patina there. And I don't know if I showed down in there, but that's pretty much how it goes. Closes nice now. And there it is. Nice GMC getting ready to be restored. I want to do something in front, but I don't know what. You know, all the little things need to be fixed. You know, that. I think I might just tear all that off and just put like Decepticon logos. Oh, this has got a story right here. That thing's sealed shut because the fuel tank is full of crud. I actually had to trade out a fuel tank from another truck that I had and put it on this side, the fuel tank, so it works. I got the fuel tank on the right side. I don't have dual tank control anymore. There's the little things there, you know, that's your basic situation there with the rims and little dents and stuff. So there it is. So this is before. I did do some stuff to it, like I said before, and I've kind of already covered that. But other than the stuff that I pointed out, we'll see how this thing progresses. It's going to be a long-term project for sure. A little bit at a time. It takes a lot of money to do a restore on a truck like this. But I'm going to do it. And at some point, maybe I'll talk about my YJ. I'm going to do some stuff to it too. This is a 1989 YJ. It's got the 4.2 in it. It's got posi on the back. It's got the regular CAD center axle disconnect system, which I went ahead and put the cable disconnect in there just recently. But that's really not the subject of this video. We're going to concentrate on this one. I call it Megatron. I don't know why, I just do. So stick with me and we'll see what happens.